everyone, my name is Miranda and today I'm here to do my September book wrap up for all of you. And I actually managed to read quite a lot of books in September. I thought I wouldn't be able to read as many because of school, but actually read quite a lot and now I'm here to share them with all of you. First up this month, I read Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. It's the book about a girl named Audrey who, after some mysterious incident that we're kind of basically able to figure out what it is, but we're never directly told what it is, she has a very bad anxiety disorder, specifically social anxiety disorder, and the book is just kind of her trying to recover through it and trying to meet new people and work through and really recover on her anxiety. It's a book I really want to check out because I thought it was going to be really great with focusing on anxiety and everything, because that's something I can definitely relate to. Unfortunately, I just felt like the recovery and everything was a little more romanticized. I wished it had been more focused on Audrey, almost, the story, and not everyone else in her family and Linus and everyone. However, if they do make a movie for it, I'm putting my thoughts out right now. The movie should definitely be filmed found footage kind of thing. So Audrey is filming the whole thing because she films in the book. That's what she does. And we don't see Audrey till the end of the movie when she turns the camera around and is like, hey, it's me, Audrey. I felt like that would be such an amazing movie. After that, I read the cutest book ever and I just can't stop talking about it and it makes me so happy to even think about it. And oh my gosh, it's just so cute. And it's called The Heartbreakers by Audrey. And oh my gosh, this book is the absolute cutest. I saw it at Target and I was like, I need to read this because it sounds beautiful, and it's about this girl, Stella, who's waiting in line to get an autograph of the band The Heartbreakers, which she can't stand, but her sister loves them, so she goes basically for her sister, being that good old sibling, and she ends up meeting a boy beforehand at Starbucks, and said boy that she's flirting with turns out to be the lead singer of the band that her sister loves and she hates, and I think you can figure out where it's going from there, and it's just so cute. But then the story and the message of not letting your fears control your life and not letting one thing dominate your decisions in life. I just felt like it was a really good story. I love it so much. I want to reread it. And I want 5 more books. I want a book for each boy in the band. So please make that happen, Audrey, please. Okay, so after that I read The Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. I don't get this book. Someone needs to explain it to me because every single person, including Entertainment Weekly and Target, is like, this book is amazing. You're gonna love this book. Target even had it listed as instant bestseller and I was like, excuse Target? Excuse? Because when I read it, I didn't get it. It's supposed to be Gone Girl, but I'm just no, because the character, Ani, that's how you have to pronounce that, I forgot. It's Ani, not Annie, even though her name is Tiffany, not Tiffany, because no one's name is Tiffany, but her name is Ani, and she is the most unlikable character I have ever met in my life. I feel like this book, a lot of people like it because it pushes on a lot of basically hot, controversial trends right now in what happens to Ani as a teenager, so I feel like that's why everyone's like, read this book. It's so pushy and hot button and controversial and stuff like that, but it's really not because it doesn't feel genuine and real to the story. You can tell, I feel that the author's just doing it to be controversial and to make a story about things that get people a little uncomfortable and that get people riled up and divided over it, and you can just tell it doesn't feel authentic and genuine and it doesn't really serve any purpose to the story. And then Ani is just so freaking unlikable. Oh my gosh, there's not a single likable character in this book. They're all just so stuck up and stuck between this horrendous mix of being too rich and too cool to worry about anything, or poor people problems, laughing as they sip their margaritas, but then it's also at the same time they're desperately clinging on to try and fit in with these people that are supposed to be their friends and status obsessed and everything like that, and I'm just I don't care about you or any of your problems because you're all horrendous, awful people. So I just did not like this book at all. I know a lot of people do though, so maybe you should check it out. Maybe I'm just missing something, but bleh. Bleh. That's my final review on it. It's just bleh. And then after that I have Blackeyed Susans by Julie Haberlin. I actually like this one a lot better than Luckiest Girl Alive in terms of mystery thriller-esque, so I wish it was having more attention, some of the attention that Luckiest Girl Alive is having. Like, if this was getting turned into a movie like Luckiest Girl Alive was, I'd be so happy. It's about a woman named Tessa who, when she was a little girl, she was kidnapped by a serial killer and basically left for dead with his other victims who were already dead. She managed to get out of it, and she was the only girl to survive what they called the Blackeyed Susan killer. Now she's grown up. She has her own teenage daughter. The man that was prosecuted for the killings and the kidnapping, he's about to go on death row, but as he's going on death row, she finds these like Blackeyed Susans under her windowsill, which makes her think that maybe she has the wrong killer, and it's just really twisty and really, really creepy. The book is divided in a really cool way. It's divided between Tessa, who she is now, and then also it flashes back to Tessie right after she was kidnapped in her therapy sessions, and to see how they're kind of spliced together to make it all like coherent and stuff is really, really cool, and I just really, really enjoyed this book. It had such a good ending, even though I kind of saw it coming soon enough, but like it was still really twisty and really good, and I really recommend it if you're looking for like a thriller book. Just skip Luckiest Girl Alive and go on to this book. Trust me, you will be so, so much happier. And then after that, I read The Accident Season by an author whose name is still unpronounceable to me, so sorry, but I don't want to try and butcher that, sorry. Book I was so looking forward to because I feel like I've been hearing really great things about it on Goodreads, and it sounded really interesting, the concept and everything, and I read it, and I can honestly say I have no idea what I just read. Like, is it a ghost story? Is it supernatural? Is it just a girl who is crazy and hallucinating things? I honestly have no idea. And I don't think it's supposed to be read like that. Like, I don't think the author was going for some kind of like literary message where it's like, you take away what you want from the book. Like, no, I feel like there's definitely something I was supposed to understand in this book, and I just didn't understand any of it. So I definitely was disappointed by it, and I have to give it 1 out of 5 stars, which sucks because I was so looking forward to it. But when you read a book and you honestly have no idea what's happening, I think the problem is with the book, not you. After that, I finally read The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I've been wanting to read this for so long, and I have to say, unfortunately, it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. And I don't know why, because like Gone Girl, everyone loves that, and I don't love that book either. So I just don't get why like these thrillers that everyone's like, these are awesome books, I'm just like, meh, when I read them. I think part of the problem was that I accidentally spoiled the big plot twist for the book because I was on Wikipedia and I just wanted to see who was starring in the movie, and I accidentally saw the plot twist. I'm still really excited for the movie because I think the movie is going to be really, really cool and really thrillery. I don't know when it comes out, but I certainly cannot wait for it. I certainly cannot wait for it. That sounded very proper and British for a second. Oh well. And last up, I finally finished The Orphan Queen by Jodi Meadows, which is a book I started all the way back in March when it came out, and I just never got around to finishing it. Like, I really, really liked it, but for some reason I just never got around to finishing it. And then I took it out again from the library, and I read it, and I have to say, this time it wasn't like as good as I remember. Like, it's still good. I still gave it 4 stars. It just wasn't as addictive and as like unputdownable as it was when I read it in March, and I don't know if that was just like a timing thing. Like, maybe I was more impressed with it in March because I hadn't read so many good books, and now I've been reading a lot of good books. This one just feels meh compared to it, but I'm still really, really excited for the next book. I feel like the character development needed to be a little more. Like, it was just kind of there, and I was supposed to believe and be like impressed by all this. So I'm hoping the characters can be a little more well developed in the next book, and also that Will can finally act more like the queen and be strong like she's supposed to be. So I'm excited for that. But this book, it was a very weird reading experience, reading it and being like, this is not as good as I remember. What is happening? Alright, so there you have it. Those are some of the books I read in September. I have some other ones that I didn't include just because I had to return them from the library before I could film this video. But if you want to see all the books I read and am currently reading, definitely add me on Goodreads. I'll leave my Goodreads link down below in the description. And also, please leave down below in the comments any books you read in September and any recommendations you have. I feel like I'm like one of the only September book wrap-ups to not have Queen of Shadows in their book list, but I want to admit this, I don't particularly enjoy that series, so gosh, I'm gonna lose so many people right now. But anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel down below to be told when I make all sorts of new videos. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Let's hug it out. Come on, guys. Hug. No, that's creepy.